Hi, I hope you've enjoyed taking part in some of the food activities as part of your holiday programme. Hopefully you've taken part in an activity around eating the rainbow and you've learnt about why it's important that we eat lots of fruit and vegetables as part of our daily intake of food. You'll also have learnt why it's important for us to eat different coloured fruit and vegetables to get the different nutrients, vitamins and minerals that we need on a daily basis to keep our bodies healthy. In this session, I'm going to be demonstrating how you might incorporate a rainbow within your eating habits. We're going to learn some food skills in the kitchen, which you might like to track through our Kitchen Skills Passport, which is available for you to download online. We're going to be making some rainbow fruit salads and some rainbow salads. The things that I use in these recipes can be changed according to your needs, so please feel free to pick and choose fruits and vegetables that you like. It's also a good opportunity for you to try new things and incorporate those as well. So before we get started, the first thing we need to do is wash our hands, remove any jewellery and watches that we might be wearing, tie back our hair and make sure that our sleeves are rolled up and that we're wearing an apron or non-loose fitting clothing so that nothing can contaminate the food that we're going to make. So off you go, get yourselves ready and then we'll get started. Here you will see a selection of different fruits and vegetables making up our rainbow. There might be some in here that you recognise and others that you don't. But this is a really good time to be able to explore food, try different flavours and see how we combine the things that we know we like with maybe the things we haven't tried yet. Before you actually start preparing food, it's a really good idea that you have all the equipment you need ready and available for when you need to use it. In this activity, we're going to need a colander for washing your fruits and vegetables and draining them off, a bowl to put everything in once it's prepared, a juicer to extract the juice from a lemon or lime. If you don't have one of these, that's absolutely fine. You can squeeze it out and we'll be demonstrating both ways of doing that. A grater and a pair of kitchen scissors or a knife. Now, for some people who have never used a knife before, kitchen scissors are an easier way to start learning those skills. And you'll see that in the passport, if you're using it, there is an option on there for cutting with a knife and cutting with scissors. Really good for young children who are starting to explore those kitchen skills for the first time. Okay, so now we've got everything ready, let's get started. So we're going to make our rainbow salad first, and we're going to need a lettuce, and you can use any lettuce that you like. We're going to use peppers. Now you can use a yellow pepper, an orange, a green or a red. You can use a whole mix of these peppers. They all have slightly different flavours. And for this one, we are going to use our yellow pepper. We're going to add in some sweet corn, some tomatoes, and again, you can use baby tomatoes, plum tomatoes, or normal standard ones, a carrot, and then we're going to make our own dressing for our salad using a lemon and a lime. So I've got quite a few colours in here. We could add more colours by adding things like red cabbage or adding fruits. So I like to add fruit to my salad, so I might throw in some strawberries or some raspberries or even some grapes. And then you could also add things like mushrooms. And if you really wanted to, you could add in things like cabbages and broccoli. So the first item we're going to use is our lettuce. So let's move all these out of the way. So an iceberg lettuce, which is what this is, comes as a whole round lettuce. It's a lot cheaper for you to buy it as it is rather than buying it already shredded or cut up. It doesn't take too many minutes to cut it yourself. So we're going to use a larger knife to cut it, and we're going to use something called a bridge hold. So we're going to put our hands over the top of the lettuce like that, and then the knife is going to go through the middle there. That way I can't lift it up it can only go down, and it's only going to go through the lettuce. It's not going to go through my hand or my fingers. So we're creating our bridge with our fingers, and then we can slice it in half. Now that might be something that you want to do if you're doing this with younger children, or if you're doing it with older children, they might like to get involved with. So we're not going to use this whole lettuce, so we can put half of it back in the fridge and save that for later. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the flat side and we're going to put the flat side down. So that way the lettuce is now not going to move around at all. Now we can use a smaller knife. And we're going to take the bottom part off, because that's the part that's come out of the ground. It's also a good idea to have a separate bowl on your work surface to put all your food waste in, and then you can use that later for your compost or feeding rabbits if you've got animals and pets at home, or putting in your food waste bins. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chop this up using a claw grip. Okay, so because we're not cutting it in half, we need to grate it down. We're going to use a claw. So what you need to do is you need to take your hands and you need to tuck your fingers under, and you're going to put your hand on top. That way, when we cut, we can't cut our hand, we're cutting up to it. So we leave our hand next to it, and we're going to cut down, and then we're going to cut down, and we're going to cut down. Now you can cut this as thick or as thin as you like or want. There we go. So there we've got a shredded lettuce. So we're going to take our bowl and we're going to line the bottom part of our bowl with our shredded lettuce like this. Now, depending on how big you are, depends on your portion sizes. So this salad might feed more than one person, but everything that we're showing you today is going to cost around about £1 to £1.50 in ingredients. So for each portion that we make. So let's save that lettuce for later. I'm just going to put that into a separate bowl. Okay, so we've got the base layer. So we've got green. And then what I'm going to use second is I'm going to use my yellow pepper. Okay, so with our pepper, again, it's a rounded piece of food, so therefore it's more difficult to cut because it moves around a lot. So what we want to do is we want to make sure we've got it in as stable a position as possible. We're going to do our bridge hold again, so I'll show you that again so you can see, and then we are going to use our knife. Now because this isn't as big as our lettuce, we can use our smaller knife. We're going to pop that in between, and then we're just going to press down and cut in half. So then we've got the middle of our pepper. Again, we're not going to need the whole pepper, so we're going to put half back in our fridge for use in another recipe. We're going to take the middle bit out, that's all your seeds and the stalk. Now you might want to save the seeds because later on in the sessions we're going to be talking about how to grow your own food. So you might want to keep those. So we're going to make sure there's no seeds left in, and then as before we're going to pop that down on the mat on the flat side. Now with a pepper we can use our kitchen scissors, and they're quite nice to cut using our scissors. So you can cut them into nice little strips. Nice and easy to do. So we can do it like that. And that's a nice easy way of getting your young children involved in cooking. So if you wanted smaller sections, you can cut them smaller, you can cut them into mini squares, however you want to eat them. Okay, or you could continue with your claw grip and your knife, pressing down and through straight into your chopping board and creating long sticks like that. And then you can do your grip again in the middle and cut them in half. So you've got some sticks like that. So let's get our bowl and let's layer that up. Let's put those in. So we've now got a nice yellow layer of peppers. So I've got some sweet corn here and I've drained this. This is tinned sweet corn. So it doesn't matter whether you're using fresh ingredients or ingredients that have been frozen or tinned, so long as they are fruit and vegetables, then you're still going to get your 5 a day and you're still eating your rainbow. So I'm just going to scatter those over the top, spread those out. There we go. Okay, so we've got our yellow layer done. So the next layer I'm going to do is the orange layer, and this time we're going to use a carrot. Now, some people might think that a carrot's a vegetable and so wouldn't think to put it in a salad, and then some people like them in salads and have them that way all the time. It's entirely up to you. Again, it's all personal choice. So in terms of our carrot, I'm not going to grate the outside, but what I have done is I've made sure that I've given it a good wash, okay, so that I've got any dirt or anything that's left on the carrot off. That just reduces down the food waste, and there's absolutely no need to peel a carrot at all in terms of food hygiene, so long as you've given it a good wash. So what we're going to do is our claw grip again. We're going to just chop the bottom off, and then we're going to chop the top off. Now when you chop the top part of the carrot off, again, keep that part of the carrot. We're going to do something really cool with that later on. Now, I'm not going to chop my carrot. I want to get a different texture within our salad. So this time I'm going to use my grater. So when you use a grater, stand it up and then grate your carrot down onto the chopping board, just like that. Now there are different parts of your grater, so I'm using the wide part of my grater here, but you could grate it more finely if you wanted to. So that's nice and easy to do. And because carrots are mainly quite long, your hand is quite a long way away from the grater. You can get those graters as well, where they are flat, and that might be easier for little hands. And then once you've grated enough carrot, then we're going to sprinkle that onto the top layer of our salad. So any carrot I don't use, again, I can keep that carrot and I can use it at a later date as part of another recipe or as part of another meal. So let me get my bowl, and then I'm going to sprinkle that all over the top, like that. Now obviously I'm doing it today so it looks like a rainbow, so all the colours move on from each other, but you can layer your salad as much as you like in whatever order, or you might choose to keep all your ingredients separate and mix them all up together. Okay, so we've now done our orange layer. So then what I'm going to add next is I'm going to add some tomatoes. So I'm using little cherry tomatoes, but again, it doesn't matter which ones you use. So I'm going to use my bridge hold again, like over the top, and then my knife will go in and then it will go down to cut them in half. And then once they're in half, I'm going to then do my bridge hold again because it's quite small. I'm going to do my bridge hold again that way and then chop them into quarters like that. So then I've got a nice set of tomatoes. So let's do another couple. So in half, and then flat side down, half again, flat side down, half again. So you can do this for as much tomato as you want to add or you don't. These salads are really nice to put in a lunchbox. So you could do mini versions for children to take to school when they start back, if they don't have school meals. They're great for picnics. and going out and about on your day out. So that will save you a little bit of money in terms of takeaway food, and it's also a lot healthier for you. So there we go. So I've got all my tomatoes there ready. Let me get my bowl again, and then I'm going to put those on the top there. I'm going to make sure I gather up all of my little seeds for flavour, like that. Okay, so again, if you have any tomato seeds left over, you can keep hold of those. They'll come in very handy later on. So I've got my salad. That's as much as I'm going to put in my salad today, but I want to add some flavour to it in terms of a dressing. Now, most people would probably use something like vinegar and salt. We don't need extra salt in our diets. We have enough salt in the foods that we eat without having to add any extra. So a way of bringing your salad together would be to use natural things like limes and lemons. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our bridge hold again. We're going to put our knife down and we're going to cut our lemon in half. We only need half, save the other half for later. And then I'm going to juice it on the top here. So I'm just going to give it a little wriggle and a little twirl, and then that will get all those nice juices out. And then the brilliant thing about these are, if you haven't used one before, is that it will filter out all of the seeds. So again, you can keep those for later. It also makes sure all the little bits of rind that get in there are filtered out. So we can take that away. And then I've got my lemon juice in there. Now, if you don't have a juicer, that's absolutely fine. You don't need to go out and all of a sudden buy one. So we're going to add a little bit of lime. So you can, instead of using a juicer, you can just squeeze that flavour out, like that. Okay, I'm not going to add too much lime, and then I'm just going to give it a little swirl around to mix that together. Now, I want to give mine a little bit more flavour than just lemon and lime. So I'm going to use some fresh mint. Now this grows in my garden, so it doesn't cost me anything. But if you don't have fresh herbs and spices growing, you can buy them. Although I would recommend that you buy the seeds or you buy a plant and then you grow them on your windowsill, and then you will have fresh herbs and spices for all of your cooking needs, and you can keep adding to those as you develop your tastes and as you find out what you like and what you don't like. So I've just got a little pile of leaves here. You can see I've got some different sizes. Now, I am not Gordon Ramsay. I'm not very good at chopping little tiny things like that. So I'm going to get my scissors again, and I'm just going to cut some little tiny bits off the leaf. So can you see that all coming off? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those to my juice. Now, I really wish you were here with me because the smell is amazing. So fresh herbs are brilliant for smells, really nice for children to explore foods with their senses, which we'll come on to later. Okay, and then I'm just going to use a little spoon just to mix that around. So in there now is my mint, my lemon, a little bit of lime, and then I'm just going to add the final touch. And I've got here some ground cinnamon, so I'm just going to sprinkle that in there. There we go. And then I'm just going to give that a little mix. There we go. So that's all been brought together. And then what I can do is I can grab my salad, and then I'm going to drizzle that all the way over there. And then I'm going to leave that to soak through and soak in to my salad. So I get every last little bit out. There we go. Don't be afraid of getting your hands dirty. Don't forget you washed them right at the very beginning. So they're all clean. And we've only been using fruits and vegetables. So there's no need for us to wash our hands in between every single thing because we're not handling any meats, raw fishes or dairy in this recipe. So there we go. I can cover that up, put it in my fridge, and then I've got a nice healthy rainbow salad. Can you see that rainbow in my bowl? For me to eat for my dinner. So that's the salad. Now you might say, I'm not really keen on salads, or it's a very summer thing. So let's have a go at making a rainbow fruit salad. So I've got my bowl here. And then what fruits do you think we could use to make a rainbow fruit salad? So let's have a look, see what we've got. I have got some strawberries. I have got some red grapes. I've got some blueberries. So we're starting to get different colours in here. I've got some kiwi fruit, which is going to be my green. And then for my yellow, I have got a banana. So we've got a nice selection of different flavours and different textures of food here for my fruit salad. Again, a really lovely thing to be putting into a lunchbox. Now this time, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to layer it as a rainbow. I'm going to chop it all up and I'm going to pop it into my bowl and mix it all together. So the first thing I'm going to cut up are my strawberries. So they have these stalks on the top, and we don't want to eat those. So we're just going to use our claw grip and we're just going to chop the top part of that strawberry off, and then that can go into our food waste caddy, bin, bowl, whatever you're using. I've got a flat edge, so again I can stand that up, that's nice and easy. Bridge hold again and chop it down the middle, and then I can do the same again. This time I'm going to use a claw because I want smaller bits of strawberry, okay, in my bowl, okay. If it's a smaller strawberry, then you might just use your bridge hold again, okay. So I'm going to pop my strawberry that I've chopped up into my bowl. Okay. Let's do one more in there, I think. Okay. Do that, do my bridge, and then this time I'm going to cut it that way just to show you that you can cut it any way that you like. Now sometimes cutting our fruits and vegetables in different ways makes it taste different, so it's really worth exploring that within your food preparation and what you're doing. There we go. So I've got a bowl of some nicely chopped up strawberries there. I'm going to put those to one side. I'm going to then add some kiwi fruit. So again, my bridge hold, and I'm going to chop that down the middle. Now kiwi looks lovely inside, and then what we need to do to get that out is we need to use a spoon to spoon that out so that we can take off the skin. So the skin on a kiwi is not edible, so we want to make sure that we get all of the best part of the fruit out. So we're just putting my spoon around the edge and just circling it round, and then just getting underneath. There we go, and then that should just pop out of the kiwi out of there. If you need to, you might just need to chop the end off there. Okay, and that can go in my food waste. So I've got the inside of my kiwi now, and then I'm going to chop that up using my claw grip. Well, I'm going to do my bridge first, and then I'm going to do the claw, just to get the slices a bit smaller. There we go. There we go, and then I'm going to add my kiwi into my bowl. Okay, there we go. Next, I'm going to add, what should I add next? I'm going to add some grapes. Now you can add your grapes exactly as they are, or you can chop them in half if you want smaller sections. Depends how chunky you like your fruit salad. So I'm just going to add one more, I think, into there. There you go. So you can start to see how that's coming together, and I'm going to give that a mix about halfway through, just so that all my strawberry isn't in one place, kiwi and the rest, it's all a bit mixed up. Okay, then I've got some blueberries, and again, so long as you've washed them and given them a nice rinse under the tap, then you can just pop those straight in. So I'm going to put those in and mix those round. And at this stage, because I'm about halfway through my fruit salad, I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning to this bit here. So what I'm going to add is I'm going to just add a little tiny bit of ginger to this one. Okay, so I've got a little tiny bit of ground ginger. You can use fresh ginger if you like. Okay, so I'm just taking a pinch and just sprinkling that on the top. Okay. And then I'm going to add a banana. Now, if you're going to take your salad out and about with you, and it's going to be in a lunchbox for a long period of time, bananas might not be the best fruit to use because they do start to turn their colour if they're out for too long. So this is a nice one to use if you're using fresh ingredients and you're going to eat it virtually straight away. So we're going to use our claw grip again, and I'm just going to cut some slices of banana. If you wanted to, you can make those slices smaller. Depends again on your preference, how chunky and thick you want your salad to be. So I'm going to just cut those in half. See, I'm just using my bridge hold again. So these holds are really good. They're an easy way of being able to teach children and first-time knife users to use their knife correctly and in a safe way and prevent those kitchen accidents. So I've got my bowl here, my fruit salad. Just going to pop my bananas in there. They're a bit more tricky to pick up. So just pop those in. Get in there. Excellent. Okey-doke. So what else have I got? So I've got green and I've got yellow, I've got red, I've got purple, I've got blue. So I've already got lots and lots of things going on in there. And then also what I'm going to add is I'm going to add some lemon. Now the reason why we add lemon to fruit salad is because it helps to preserve the fruit. So it helps to keep it fresher for longer. So I'm going to squeeze my lemon juice out here. So this is the other half of my lemon that I had left over from my rainbow salad that I made. Okay. And then I'm just going to drizzle some of that over the top. I don't need all of it because it's not a really big fruit salad. And then I'm just going to get my spoon again, just going to mix that in with all of my ginger and give it all a nice good coating. There we go. So some other things you might want to use in a fruit salad, which are nice and easy, are raspberries. They're nice and easy. Blackberries, if they're in season. So that's the other thing about using fruits and vegetables. It does become a lot cheaper if you use seasonal fruit and vegetables rather than things that are imported, because you're going to have the most nutrients in those, but obviously they haven't travelled as far. So that is our fruit salad completed. So I've got my fruit salad and I have got my rainbow salad there. So that could be a side dish for some pasta later on, or a main meal with some potatoes and some proteins. And then I've got my dessert. So there you go. That is how you can eat a rainbow at home. If you've enjoyed taking part in these activities, then you might find our home learning activities on the website as further learning for you to take part in. So thank you for watching our first session of our holiday programme cooking. Hope you enjoy your rainbow salads or fruit salads, and we look forward to seeing you again next time.